Greetings, my fellow servants of the God Emperor. It is the Ash Heritor. Welcome back to Rogue Trader. In the previous episode, we finished our boarding of the Heartless and terminated the heretic Sargona with Great Seal. It was a cool little fight with I don't want to say a puzzle, just blow up a couple of pillars to deactivate the shield so that you can actually get to where you need to get to. And of course, we were over-leveled for it, so it was pretty easy. However, it was fun nevertheless. So, yeah. We have also, at least temporarily, recruited Solomorn Anthar, that's his last name. And we did some respecking of Idira and Pascal so that they can both be overseers, which will allow them to make use of unique pets. So Idira has a Cyber Raven, and Pascal has a swarm of Servo Skulls, which is pretty cool. So I think what we're going to do now is actually head back to Dargonus, because that is going to be the next place to progress Solomorn's questline. So let's go and do that. Also, I think we're near Dargonus, so it's not even out of our way. So, yeah, we'll see where this goes. Hopefully the difficulty of the DLC will pick up. I know with Void Shadows, it picked up pretty quickly. Started to get into some fights that were at least challenging, even in the later game. And of course, we have the entire game set on the highest difficulty, so if there is challenge to be found, we will meet it. So, off to Mundus Valancius we go. No warp events, always good. And off to wonderful Dargonus. Let's quickly manage our colonies as well. We'll do some colony management. What else can we create here? So the faction support is repeatable, apparently. Logistics of the Crusade. Sure. Can also get one on Janus here. Payment in organs has been completed. Fantastic. You can never have too many organs. Is the reflector field? That would be absurd on Kibela. Among the new administrators of Janus, not all are as quick to avoid the Eldari presence as others. For Ultra-Inquisitors, veterans of the Cold Trade, opportunities presented by the presence of the Xenos are too rich to pass over, leading to select few items making their way into the hands of the Expanse's rich and powerful. I mean, that sounds pretty great. All of this stuff we don't really... like, it doesn't matter. It's about the items that we can get out of it, so we'll do that. Get some more frag grenades here. What else can we create? Materials arbitage, we don't need that. Development, we don't need. Exploitation, we don't need. Restoration of the fleet, a Long Fang macro battery. Why don't we do that? Yeah, the Von Valancius fleet stationed at Dargonus was savaged in the Drukhari attack on the capital. Under the guidance of the Wersarian family, the naval yards undertook a huge reclamation project, repairing what could be repaired and salvaging what could not. In short order, the planet once again had a functional squadron in place to project the dynasty's will in the expanse. Diabos apparently had nothing going. Back to the mines. This would give us a rock smasher. It's a two-handed weapon. I don't think it's... oh, it ignores 7 deflection. Hold on. I mean, it's got an interesting AoE shape. Slightly different. Okay. What's Earthbreaker? It's going to give us Adamantium. And Plasteel. I don't know. Materials Arbitage. Don't need. Development. We don't need. This Exploitation we also don't need. Let's go with back to the mines. Following the Xenos incursion and the stoppage of work in the mines, the planet's overseers are making haste to restart their operations in the tunnels below the planet's surface, often without regard for the well-being of those they sent to toil in the dangerous warrens. Yeah, I mean, all I can say is probably shouldn't have been a criminal. And we have ourselves a fancy multi-melta. It's insanely good. Kind of almost makes me regret speccing Pascal into a plasma character, but we did what we did. +3 profit factor from Tools of Killing could be good. And the rest of these we can't get. So why don't we do Tools of Killing? Retrofitted mining equipment may be of interest to the Pirates of the Expanse. It does not take a brilliant mind to turn a mining laser into a weapon. You know, let's fund the pirates. What could possibly go wrong? Alright. Okay. Landing. Who are we bringing? Definitely not Marazai, that's for sure. We'll bring Solomorn. Honestly, I am happy with this retinue. Maybe we don't need Heinrichs. Let's bring Cassia. I don't actually think it matters. Unless something happens, you never know. Maybe there's going to be an assassination attempt. I honestly have no idea what the story of this DLC is going to be about. I mentioned that before. With Void Shadows, they made it pretty clear the main antagonists were going to be Gene Stealers. In this case, I don't know, it's got something to do with the Imperial Tithe. Don't know what the antagonists are going to be. Could be good old-fashioned heretics. But I reckon with a big old DLC, they're probably gonna, I don't know, add in new stuff. And the regular old heretics. I mean, sure, they could add new models. New enemy types from the heretics. It's possible. Gotta wonder also, when they have Dark Heresy done, are they gonna incorporate some of the you know, models from Rogue Trader in Dark Heresy, and vice versa? I mean, I see no reason why they wouldn't. That would be smart, in my opinion. And I wouldn't care. Just more stuff. Okay. No, that is not right. Alright. Everything's okay. We're not going to talk about whatever that was. Okay, don't hit the door. Who do we talk to? Where's Clementia, maybe? No. Let's talk to Solomon. Rogue Trader, the Marshal is ready to meet with you. Do you wish to commence the audience? I would prefer to first know exactly what it is that the head of the Adeptus Arbites in the Expanse wants to see me about. I do not know the details, but I would presume the procedure is the same as it was in Lady Theodora's time. A personal introduction, a reaffirming of allyship between the dynasty and the Adeptus Arbites, and a discussion of tithe-related affairs. And then yes, I'm ready to discuss our business. Ooh, wow. It's, quite a lot of them. With dogs. And, is it the Administratum lady? Marshal Gregory Strax. Okay, this guy looks like a unit. Two markedly distinct figures approach your throne. Marching in front is a man clad in Adeptus Arbites armor. He carries his helmet in the crook of his arm, but his stern facade serves him as well as any visor could. He bows to you sharply. Marshal Strax of the Adeptus Arbites. An old woman walks in the Marshal's shadow, her body fitted with dozens of scribing implants and magnifying instruments. If not for her eyes, quick and inquisitive behind a giant pair of ocular lenses, you might have mistaken her for an exotic servitor. Her robes are adorned with sacred symbols of the Adeptus Administratum. Okay, well, I was right. She was Administratum. I don't think it might be using the same model as the head clerk that we had to get the thing for Jai. Alright. Oh, okay. She's got art. Yeah, that looks, that's cool. Prefect Inscribia Vulture. Full name. The woman bows. Rogue Trader Cyrene von Valancius, I, Prefect Inscribia Vulture, greet you on behalf of the Adeptus Administratum. I will now begin the due procedure of the official address to the ruler of Dargonus, as formalized by Amendment 4N-10 to Law SK 941. May your name be wreathed in glory for centuries to come. May your fortunes ever proliferate. May the God Emperor bestow upon you a duty worthy of his chosen. Her monotonous droning is making you weary. It seems she intends to go on for a good while longer. We'll humor her. The prefect resumes her elaborate formula. You notice a few poorly concealed yawns and frenzied blinking among the crowd. The speech drags on for another 5 minutes, but you pass this test of fortitude honorably. At last, the prefect's address comes to an end. In Scrubia, who give their child a name like that? We will not do that. I do not recall seeing you at court. What are you doing in my domain? The marshal leans forward. His voice is low, and when he speaks, it feels as though the marble tiles of the palace had begun to vibrate. The Adeptus Administratum delegation, accompanied by the Adeptus Arbites, has arrived to greet Lady Theodora's successor, and to see the extension of our decades-long arrangement. If I may continue for you, the prefect steps forward, dragging her feet slightly. As per the decree of Theodora von Valancius, ORD-037/3N, the representatives of the Adeptus Administratum and the Adeptus Arbites are sanctioned to use the Palace of Justice, oversee tithe collection in the Protectorate, and review any and all cases of tithe avoidance, tithe exceedance, or other irregularities. These rights have been formalized in numerous pacts and statutes under the main decree. Considering your new position, you may have yet to acquaint yourself with all these documents. Dear God. You are the successor to Lady Theodora, whose alliance with our two sacred organizations forever glorified her as a rogue trader closely tied to the executors of Holy Terra's will. And we, as representatives of the Adeptus Administratum and the Adeptus Arbites, must verify that you are able to maintain this alliance that has brought such repute to your dynasty. The prefect scrutinizes you as if trying to estimate your proportions and weight. That is why we have arrived in person, as the present circumstances have provided us with a chance to see if your intentions concord with those of the late von Valancius. And what circumstances are those? The prefect's lips contort into a twist. Our work has been disrupted by unforeseen setbacks regarding communication and transportation. As our requisitioned assets were not adequately prepared, we have lost some of our personnel and resources as a result. The arbitrators are too short-handed to perform all the duties expected of them. Since they first arrived in the Expanse, their numbers, limited from the outset, have only continued to dwindle. After analyzing the situation in accordance with Amendment FS-893-24 to Decree ORD-037/3N, we have decided to notify you of a tithe violation committed by one of the worlds in the region. This regrettable lapse must be rectified as quickly as possible. The old woman shivers and rubs her augmented hands together with an unnerving creak. And which world was it that had the misfortune of drawing your attention? Thassera. No, sorry, wrong guy. Thassera, a feudal world far from the main roots, that was bereft of the Imperium's light, then rediscovered less than 2 centuries ago. Its supplies, agricultural resources, and manpower. I will carry forth the responsibilities taken on by Lady Theodora. I offer you my help. An arbitrator will be assigned to you for increased security. Proctor Anthar, front and center. The marshal's voice thunders over the arbitrator ranks, and Solomorn Anthar marches over to your throne, his cybermastiff at his heel. Thank you for your support. I will go to Thassera as soon as I can. The Emperor protects. The marshal makes the sign of the Aquila in a motion so sharp that you can practically hear it cutting the air. The prefect adjusts her ocular lenses with a weary sigh. And once again, no specifics given, of course. And my reports, nobody ever stops to think. She quickly catches herself and offers you a bow. Oh, man. Okay. Well, that was sure exciting. As any interaction with the Adeptus Administratum is. I guess we leave and head to new space. I don't even know. Hold on, is there anything new from the Curiosity Merchant? Whoops. Let's click the right thing. Let's see what curiosities you have. No, there's nothing here. Alright. There's also no reputation. I can't give him anything, so presumably presumably, there's going to be some sort of items that we can give him at some point. Well, let's head back to the void ship. I feel like they could have taken a shuttle and come onto the ship instead of making us go all the way back down to Dargonis. I am the rogue trader, after all. I have certain privileges that others do not, even when compared to the Arbites and the Administratum. So I wonder if we're gonna get to choose, like, what we're gonna do with the tithe. We give it to them or not. I mean, I reckon we have to give them something. Otherwise, you know, it's basically an act of rebellion to not do so. Alright, back into the warp. Truly a lovely place. We almost had a nice first-hand and very direct encounter with the warp in the last episode. That could have been bad. Alright, so, where do we need to go? Not to Furibundus, that's for sure. Dead Man's Chest. Okay, so there's a quest there. We also have a quest up here. Scout out the planet. Scout out the planet the message sent to Voidfear was sent from. Okay, and then we have this one. Ah, this is Emelina's. This is an uncharted system, so that's an entirely new system. As far as... Well, what's the quest? Hold on, I should check that. Dead Man's Chest. Oh, okay, this is what Sargona stashed away. Could be interesting. We have some new contracts here. Mech Sages, that is new. Honestly, that's fine. The Imperial Navy has tried to conscript the Fellowship of Mech Sages on Larchine, renowned creators of airborne machines, by force. The brave technomats have decided to fight back, and now they require armor for their flying constructs. Sure. We don't want to do that. What about Conqueror? We don't want to do that either. So, it's not an errand. Companion quests. I'm not seeing it. Within rumor proximity, a loathsome discovery. What is a loathsome discovery? That's the Narmer 4 system. That ain't here. Okay, that's Thassera. Okay, and Lavella's heart. This is an uncharted. Okay, we'll go here. We'll do this. We'll do this right now. The question is, how do we fucking get there? No, there's more. There's a lot more. We have 5 navigators in sight, so that's nice. That's an armor 4. That's the loathsome discovery. There's still, yeah, an unidentified beacon on an arid world we could check out. But it looks like we should be able to make a jump over to there somehow. But I guess we have to go this way first. So I'm going to do that. Then we're going to head to Laotian's Passage. We're going to have a bit of a tricky warp route. The engine decks were transformed into exotic gardens. Several chambers sprouted foliage resembling, or vaguely resembling, plants on Terra, although they exhibited a glass-like surface polished to a mirror sheen. While reflections in the plants perfectly copied the surrounding objects, they did not show a single living being. Those that peered into them saw grotesque blood-covered creatures instead, not unlike bloated abyssal fish, with a pair of clawed limbs, sometimes more. Unable to destroy the sinister growth, the Voidsman covered it with plasteel hoods until leaving the immaterium, finally ridding the vessel of the corruption. That's awesome. What an absolute nightmare. Okay. So let's replace this to unsafe. It's going to cost us 2 navigators insight. That'll at least let us get there without too much trouble. And we should be able to drop another one of these here.
Permission to report. Your proctor has arrested my Voidsman and is demanding his execution. A repeat offender, he says. Please do something, Lord Captain.
Who is the Voidsman?
He's one of mine. Not as big of an idiot as the rest of the idlers. He understands the control systems. He can make sense of the readouts. Him, a repeat offender.
Bring the detained man to me immediately. I will personally interrogate him.
Consider it done, Lord Captain.
Okay. We have a bit of an incident. Solomorn is arresting people on my ship. I'm going to assume he has good reason, but we'll hear out what's going on here.
Lord Captain, I beg you to look into this outrage. This cyber horror nearly chewed up my assistants, and one of them's been left without 2 of his fingers. Instead of calming his beast, the arbitrator attacked me crewman.
Solomorn waits for the end of the Master Helmsman's words and coolly turns to you.
His crewman is a wanted man, rogue trader. He is accused of subverting sacred tithe shipments, smuggling, kidnapping the Imperium's subjects, and bribing officials. Were we not on your flagship, I would have executed the heretic on the spot. But here, you are the authority, and you are the court.
Solomon, why are you so certain that this is the man you're seeking?
Because I was personally involved in tracking down and purging the shadows of the Abyss crime syndicate to which the perpetrator belongs. This case was in Calixus, on the world of Helvica Prime. But for arbitrators, time and distance do not mitigate guilt.
The man before you is the former captain of a smuggling...
The man before you is the former captain of a smuggling ship owned by the Syndicate. Check the heretic's left arm. Every Syndicate member has a distinctive implant by which they recognized each other. It was that implant's signature that Glyto picked up on during his patrols.
I'll rephrase this a little bit, too.
Is that why you attacked my subjects?
The bastard tried to run when he saw me. His fellow crew members hesitated and didn't make way for me. There was no time to find out if they'd been abetting the perpetrator or just panicking, so I had to use Glyto for suppression purposes.
Alright. I mean, fair enough.
How did a criminal from Calixus find his way onto my ship?
He was among the servants sent to you by Governor Medina.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't assume Governor Medina was guilty. In any case, I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Ravor, did you know anything about this?
If I went sticking my beak into the pasts of every one of the hundreds of people in the crew, I wouldn't have time to steer your ship. All I know is that when everything went to grok shit on Rykard Minoris, this one oversaw the work at the docks, so that the fools didn't trample each other to death in their panic. And later he ran into a friend at the port on Footfall, and they found us some parts within a day. He's even got arms growing out of the right places. He might make it to Junior Helmsman if he keeps it up.
Accused, do you have anything to say?
The long-haired Voidsman flinches when you address him.
Your ladyship, the governor of Helvica Prime was a scumbag who abhorred the light of the God Emperor. The things he did to the people under him. We only survived by stealing from him, or else we'd have ended up in a corpse pit, like one of the 4 did after the distribution station accident. But once I'd got out of there, that was it. I was out of that business for good. And when I found myself in your service, I realized that it was a gift of fate, and I'd be a fool if I didn't repay such good fortune with my wholehearted toil.
I mean, I have made my decision.
I await your orders, rogue trader.
Master Helmsman shoots a look of naked dislike at Solomorn. You'll gain capable hands. What does that do? Can't tell. Alright, here we go. Repairing your void ship requires 15% less scrap. When every professional counts, doesn't matter how exactly they obtained their skills, the rogue trader does not shun people with murky pasts, thus earning her the respect of Raver's motley crew. That's also an option, but I'll take this.
Raver, this talented voidsman is your responsibility. Should you commit any misdeeds henceforth, you will have to answer for them.
Yes, Lord Cap.
Raver's disgruntled grimace momentarily dissipates.
Then this case is closed. With your permission, I will return to my duties.
Yeah, I figured he wouldn't take it harshly. I am the arbitrator of the law. He follows the law. Case closed. Cool. Alright, well. Convicted voidsman. We can't talk to him. Alright. Cool little thing. I wonder if there's going to be more things like that. That would be fun. That was, what was it, in Dragon Age 3, you got to, like, arbitrate a bunch of cases under the, fiefdom under your control? I didn't really like Dragon Age 3, but that was kind of fun. Actually, Dragon Age 3 was okay. Well, it was fine.
Lord Captain, we have received a voxcast from Thassera. The signal quality is rather poor, but the meaning is clear. The world is expecting your ladyship's arrival. Great festivities have been arranged, and a delegation led by the planetary governor is ready to give you a welcome worthy of an honored guest.
We should expect an ambush. What do we got here? Scrap box. Fantastic. Collect. Can we, see, yeah, we have a bunch of upgrades, actually. We have the long fang macro cannons. These are, yeah. 3 shots, 21 damage. Honestly, can we, yeah, we can make that a dorsal cannon. I don't know why the ship's invisible. Fireproof ceramite plating? Then the Heritor plasma battery. No, sorry, we have the Stygian pattern dual module macro battery. Honestly, I'm keeping the Heritor. It's better. And then posts here. You're, yeah, you're actually better as an engineer. Or, sorry, master cannoneer. So we're gonna put you to that post. Okay, development. Oh yeah, that's this. Thought there was some, like, new thing, which would've been cool. Anyways, let's head to this gas giant and see what there is to be found. Okay. Adeptus non. We have 14 extractions, so... We also have a ton of resources. Basically, phlogiston is the only thing I care about. Which probably also doesn't have, anything. However, there is something going on here. Amid the lifeless rocks and lava lakes, the ship's augurs have detected something resembling buildings. There is something off with their outlines, but their presence in and of itself suggests there may be more valuables to uncover among the ruins. Let's send a scouting team. The scouts are able to discern symbols of the Imperium on the buildings, deformed and fused together by high temperatures. The ore mining structures tell a sad story. Centuries ago, the planet and all its riches perished beneath the radiance of the system's expanding sun. Rough. So it's a, yeah, that is indeed a red giant. Ice planet? Or another gas giant. It's a dead world, okay. Nothing on it. In here? No, it says gas giant again. Alright. I was right. This is an ash world, presumably. It's also a dead world. 3 promethium, not worth it. Thassera. Have we been here? I don't think so. No, we couldn't have been here. Unless the warp route's shifted, that is possible. Okay, looks pretty from orbit. Guess we'll see. Who's coming along? Thought Mara's Eye. I reckon we should bring Jai. We're gonna leave Cassia. We don't need to bring her. Abelard's gonna stay in control of the ship. Oh, let's bring Adira. Haven't brought her in a while. Pascal? We triple animal companion? Yeah, let's break the mold a little bit. Don't bring Pascal nearly enough. Okay, little more than shards of civilization that have been separated from the Imperium's fold for thousands of years, feudal worlds tend to be underdeveloped and degraded. Their technology is usually primitive, and their faith in the God Emperor often takes on bizarre forms. We're gonna have another King of Distortion type of situation. That was a sick event, narratively. Shame there were no visuals, but that was pretty wild. Very sinister. I hope we get a lot more of that in Dark Heresy. Just creepy shit, like the pit, the black pit. No explanation given. None needed. Oh, this looks properly feudal. They're like, oh my god, an angel. The metal birds fly. Okay, they do have some servitors. Nice. Some fucking knights. Oh, this is cool. The music. The music is amazing. Governor Rualdo. Alright, he looks weird. A richly dressed man riding a sinewy horse breaks off from the profession. When he approaches, you immediately notice a strange detail. The man's face is pinned to his head with precious fastenings that stretch the skin across his skull. Uh-oh. I mean, it is the Imperium, and these are aristocrats. Weird fashion choices, like having your own face stitched across your skull, isn't out of the possibility. However, that is suspicious.
I thank you for the courteous welcome, Governor. However, we have come to address a grave concern. But of course, Your Celestial Highness. It would be my pleasure to discuss whatever topic you have in mind. That said, you have had such a long and perilous journey behind you. Like any self-respecting host, I must first propose...
Oh yeah, what? I was already looking at that. What is this? Who is this? You have a funny-looking hat or head. No, it's a jester. Okay. Bluff the court fool. First off, Nocturne, is that you in a mask? Another mask. A smaller figure steps out of the rider's shadow, dressed in a motley attire of a court fool and wearing a sneering mask.
My name is Bluff. I am Lord Raldo's good mood. I tickle his governorship with well-spouted jests and itty-bitty gossip. And now, I merrily doff my cap to our celestial lords and ladies and hand them to this here key to Thassera as a token of our boundless loyalty.
The fool bows and offers you a gift.
Thank you, Bluff.
I'm gonna be courteous. The music is amazing. The fool parts with his offering and jumps away with an irritating giggle. The key to Thassera, a large key with a Thassaran coat of arms embossed on its head.
Being the paragon of grace that she is, would my celestial lady perhaps also deign to feast her ears on the latest Thassarian gossip to go with my gift?
I'll quickly look at the governor. I suspect this guy's in charge. The governor is like a puppet. The governor's heavy gold-stitched jacket adds a certain presence to his figure, but it cannot hide how poor of a rider he is. The way his boots dig into the horse's sides, his hands fiddling with the reins, his trembling figures, all speak of a nervousness and a lack of control.
Tell me your gossip, then. Well, slap Mike rocks. Fine, then. Listen to this. One-Eye, terror of the common man, went out a-thieving one day. He sneaks into a hut, itching to fill up his sack, and what sees he? A scary big shadow on the floor. He turns around, and right behind him, a giant. A monster with hands like imperial columns. It grabs him by the throat and starts beating the air out of him like he's a ball of dough. Turns out, he's popped by Murgeth's place, and she used to work at the bone mill no worse than 10 men could when she was young. The fellow's been one eye ever since, and who is he glad he's not one arm or one leg?
Okay. Having finished his nonsensical tale, the fool erupts into acerbic giggling. What's happened to your face, Raldo? Raldo touches his stretched-out countenance.
Ah, this is a fine tradition that I myself brought to this world. You see, there is a way to tame the merciless passage of time. All you need is to find a young and healthy face, appropriate it, and attach it to your own fading skin.
All right. Okay.
The local nobility eagerly took part in this art of extending one's own life and youth, and I, once a celestial lord myself, now promote this custom by personal example so I may showcase its wonderful properties.
I think we're gonna go iconoclast here. You put on other people's skin out of a desire to look younger. You will declare this vile practice banned. Today. Oh! Raldo looks confused for a few moments.
Yes, of course, this very day.
Celestial Highness, what kind of a dress is that?
That is what we call the highborn, who have come down to us in their wondrous vessels. Of course, I am not a native of Thassera, and thus was once a celestial lord myself. I have grown used to the local customs, however, and so I address you like any Thassarian would.
Raldo, I'm sure you know why we are here. Raldo nods, somewhat perplexed.
I do have certain suppositions.
Enough. According to Data Protocol Calixis Sigma UX-11-4, this Mu-class planet, type Feudal, Astimar rating E874, with an assigned tithe grade of Solutio Extremis, has not provided its due tithe amount in full. You have violated the Lex and are hereby under investigation. You are to present all related customs reports and shipping manifests immediately. The Proctor's voice carries no emotion, and Glido silently bares his teeth, completing the image of an implacable hand of justice that has arrived on Thassera.
I am most flattered by your attention, esteemed Judicator, and by this opportunity to serve the Imperium with even greater dedication than before. Speaking of dedication, we are already conducting a thorough inspection to see which scribe it was that bungled the tithe calculation. Fear not, the scoundrel shall soon be.
Excuses are the hallmark of the guilty. Do not make your situation worse, Governor. Raldo clasps his hands together and says meekly,
Of course, Master Judicator. I will provide you with all the documents as soon as our internal review is complete. I assure you it won't take long, and then the report itself will be exhaustive.
You heard the Proctor. Take us somewhere where we can have a serious conversation.
Well, in that case, please proceed to the castle. All of Thassera has been awaiting your arrival, busily preparing the finest dishes and entertainment in your honor. So I fear it may be challenging for you to avoid attention. Let us have a court lady accompany you.
Suspicious. Oh, you also have art. Wow, lots of character art. I wonder how involved they're going to be in the DLC then. A thin woman emerges into the torchlight, looking at you with a mixture of fear and awe. Her diminutive her figure is practically drowned in her velvet and silk dress, and a resplendent necklace of blue stone adorns her neck.
Maeve, my celestial lady, at your service.
Okay. Solomorn leans closer and says in a lowered voice,
Based on my experience, I would say that we have been assigned a spy under the pretense of generosity. But this is a good thing. We will use this young woman as our source of information about the world. For now, it would be wise to play along and question her thoroughly once we are away from prying ears. Relax, Maeve. Just pretend that you are giving a good friend a tour of the palace.
She must actually be young. I think we should... We're not going to steal her necklace. I want to... Yeah, I'm going to ask this. Your face is your own. Why is that?
Such living masks are the privilege of the high nobility. I may not be a commoner, but to be entitled to a change of face, that is something I have yet to earn.
Maeve casts a fascinated eye over the nobles, whose faces, inasmuch as they are theirs, are stretched tight over metal fixtures. Many have their mouths frozen in an unnatural smile, and it is hard to tell whether this is a consequence of the tightness or simply an eager show of delight. God, what a fucking nightmare fuel planet already.
Look at this one. She has barely risen above the bottom, and already she shoots for the privileges of the top. Greedy hands are wont to get chopped off.
Relax, Maeve. Just pretend that you are giving a good friend a tour of the palace.
Maeve smiles sheepishly. I'm afraid that is easier said than done, my celestial lady. It would be like trying to imagine a mighty sun as a tiny ember, but I will do my best not to anger you by acting too nervous.
Okay. So, he said play along. We'll play along. Very well, I would like to see what this palace has to offer.
I can tell by what I'm hearing that the executioner has already lit up the Phasmophorius, ready to give the condemned a warm welcome, which means the governor's official whisper collector, that's me, has a lot of important business to get to, and so I must leave you now, good sirs and ladies, lest I miss out on a hot batch of juicy tales. I'm terribly pleased to meet you all, honored judicator.
Bluff grasps Solomon's hand and gives it a vigorous shake. Everything about this is suspicious. Predictable. Before he can even blink, the cybermastiff beside him sinks its teeth into Bluff's forearm, jerking it back and forth in a fury. The attack lasts only for a moment, but when Glido lets go, the fool's limb is already torn to shreds. With a cry of pain, Bluff leaps away and melds into the roiling crowd. Solomon ruffles Glido's neck and turns to you. Feudal worlds are rarely known for their bureaucratic precision. Reconnaissance on the ground will tell us more than any report hastily scribbled down by these blockheads. I suggest we attend to this trial and see how the laws of this planet are enforced. If it will help the investigation, we should not dally. I am pleased to see that you prefer to continue our mission over the idle pastimes of this world. Okay, so when he says play along, he doesn't mean partake in festivities and all that. Solomon looks at the crowd staring at you in wonder and trepidation. So, celestial lady, your coming is a historic event for these people. They will be watching your every step, and your actions may well transform their lives on this underdeveloped world. Indeed. He didn't call me, he called me by the local term. That's kind of funny. Okay. Do we trust Maeve? I have no idea. Oh yeah, we gotta...
Did you want something?
We've also got to equip the burb. The Raven. So this is Step into the Abyss. Well, you should sort by type. Okay. 25 willpower. At the start of the Overseer's turn, enemies in a 4-cell radius around the Cyber Raven immediately move 1 cell towards the Cyber Raven and must pass the willpower plus 20 test to become staggered. And remember, he's inflicting all kinds of willpower penalties around him. That's potentially quite good. Cyber Raven gains 30 willpower, that's Grave Chill. At the start of the combat, Veil Degradation is increased by 5. While Veil Degradation is 10 or more, the Cyber Raven suffers no damage, and any relayed psychic powers deal an additional 20 warp damage to enemies infected. Oh, hell yeah. That's kind of good in conjunction with, like, Mara's Eye. But I'm taking this one. That looks fun. I'll keep the other ones, though. These are all, respectable. Let me check consumables, make sure we're good to go. Also, I should have a staff. Though I don't actually think I have any extra staffs, so instead I'll take the Arbitrator's pistol? I don't know. I guess. Or I could take a shield, actually. Yeah, why not?
I won't compromise my principles.
Incorrect armament? Why not? I didn't need incorrect armament. Okay. Shield. Oh. I need my needle rifle. Although, stupor, that's a las rifle. I had a needle rifle, right? Or did I actually have this thing? I think I actually had this thing. Okay, so I can't equip a shield. With that, I cannot. So shield goes into both slots. Good to know. Except it didn't for him. Interesting. So, no, Then we take a pistol. Or I could take this hammer. It's two-handed. Rock Smasher. It's not a very elegant weapon, to be fair. I could take the two-handed, Power Blade. I mean, it'd be good. Though the Warlock one has the lightning arc. No, screw that. We're taking the Warlock's blade, and I just need a pistol to go along with it. No one has any good pistols, though. Or I don't have any good pistols, I should say. None that I can use. No, faux hammer it is. Okay. Unless... Do you happen to have a pistol lying around? It's the anti-vehicle revolver. Jai, you've got loads of pistols, but they're Xenos ones, so I can't use them. Honestly... That's probably better on, yeah, the Rock Smasher. It's gonna be pretty nice on him. Yeah, why don't we swap these out? We'll give this one to Adira. You can have the faux hammer. And I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna keep that as our baseline equipment for now. We'll use the rifle if need be, but... Alright. Yeah. I don't have a cloak. Why do I not have a cloak? It's, like, randomly unequipped some of my items, which is a little annoying. But, we'll see. There was one that I was using. Might just be the Von Valancius cloak. But I feel like... that one's pretty good. Mercy's Gift. We try and keep her away from enemies, so... I'll quickly check everybody else, make sure they have all of their items. You do. That's good. What was the thing we just got? Is it a cloak? No, it was a little, it was a new item. We'll to date from newest to oldest. Yeah. So, 15 Medicae. All she's got to do is kill 3 guys, and then Voidborn's Pride is more valuable. So I think I'm going to get rid of the Diagnosticator and equip this. And we'll go back to... I'll keep it, actually, at by date. I was still checking something. Excuse me. Consumables. Okay, those are good. Yeah, Haywire Grenade. Intoxicating Elixir, I don't think I need that. Okay, we'll go back to type. Get some grenades. Or something, I don't know. Maybe another Haywire Grenade, not a Wraithbone Grenade. No, those are bad. Crack Grenade? You can't really go wrong with the well-placed Crack Grenade. That being said, we have better ones. These are the regular ones. I think we can send these to cargo, along with the basic frag grenades. We're never going to use those, because we have the objectively superior version. You have your stuff, you have all of these things, monofilament grenades, and you have a variety of things. You should definitely have a Dreadmonger instead of... and you know what? Why don't you take the Pollen of the Unreal? That just sounds fun. Jai could also take a Pollen of the Unreal instead of an extra stim. There we go. Alright. And me? What about me? I've got Pollen of the Unreal. I could also take a frag grenade. And I have a servo skull, my immaculate servo skull. What does it do? Nothing, but I'm gonna bring it anyways. Okay. So the pets have names by default. It's probably depending on which character has them. I
Keep
don't
your
know.
wits about you.
Vesper. Cool. That's a cool enough name as is. So what does this say? Chronicle of the Fates by Gorgorius Fault. Chapter 1. Let these introductions enlighten all who walk in my footsteps. He that holdeth the key permits none but his most faithful to change their fates, and I, the eminent Gorgorius Fault, have no right to fail him. This, my present work, will describe how a soul becomes purified and the rituals required to prepare it for its momentous turn of fate. These being things that any servant of his who intends to break the shackles of their former life will have to undergo. A little bit too many mentions of fate for my liking. I get the sneaking suspicion that there might be some Zinchian nonsense at foot.
The shadows reveal their secrets.
Chapter 2. It befits any servant of his to thank daily the Emperor, him that holdeth the key for the lot given them in life. I have thanked him with my writings for thousands of moon lives, so too do I thank him now with the fetters that are preparing my soul for its new destiny. The rules of this service are simple. Day after day I reverently carry with me the glass fetters, not daring to break them. Some believe that merely keeping them by one's bedside is enough to perform this sacrament. This is a lie, perpetuated by the slothful and the faint of heart. Okay. Knights.
Let's make a deal.
More stuff going on here. We got something back there. I don't know. I guess we
always
can go
keep
around.
my options open.
Stop hitting me! Ashmak!
Guy just blew up. So there's some traps.
The whispers told me a secret.
Okay. Interesting. Should probably heal her.
Assignment completed.
Would you look at that?
Oh yeah, would you
Give
look
us
at
a
that?
target.
Loads of traps.
Easy.
Trading is just like art. It takes skill.
I think we can use the
Tech familiar enabled.
we cannot. Okay. Then I will use this to heal her.
System shutdown is premature.
I owe you a
Is
debt.
there money to be made?
Okay. Ebonite sword. Targets hit with the sword suffer a number of static charge stacks equal to damage dealt by the attack. When a creature with those stacks is killed, all creatures adjacent to it, except the wielder, suffer shock damage equal to the number of static charge stacks. That's pretty cool. And we have a fancy eagle upgrade. Okay. This is cool, but drastically underleveled. I'll keep the eagle upgrade in case I do
Always
at
keep
some
your
point
eye on the
decide to
prize.
have somebody with a cyber eagle. So we cannot move up this way because this is blocked off. Uh-oh. That's not good. Maybe we have to get up there some other way. I don't know. Aha. It's ladders. I see. Do I? No, I don't. Okay. Apparently, we have to go up this way. Seems like everybody
always
is
have a
very
backup
excited
plan.
to see us. Did you see Lady Noella's rotting face? No amount of whitener can fix that. They say the poor soul has been trying to cover her sores with lime wash. The kind they use for walls. That's probably contributing to the fact that your face is rotting. That'd be my guess. Chapter 3. The sacrament has been performed. I felt the cage open its gates. I felt him that holdeth the key open the lock of my body. At first I found it hard to breathe. It was as though the inside of my body was lined with vice that was not my own. In my mind's confusion, I cannot tell what moon life it is or which chapter of this book I am presently writing. But the greatest one is all-knowing, and every turn of fate has been chosen by him in advance. Thus, if my new fate tries to resist me, I shall bring it to heel. Okay, still on the fence on this. There's
Keep your
definitely
wits about you.
some possible heresy going on. What? Oh, there's something going on here. Gray-haired noblemen. As you approach, the nobles bow gracefully. Their sewn-on faces are wrapped tightly around their skulls, and their eyes gleam with earnest subservience. One dares to address you. "Oh, celestial lady, grace us with your regard. When my brother and I heard of your arrival, we immediately sought to surprise you with an exceptional gift. The ancient scrolls tell of a wonder, a mechanical sage by the name of Cogisor. It knows the answer to all questions, can make other machines do its bidding, and may even predict the future. My brother and I have borne many a hardship, but we managed to acquire this magical contraption for our much-cherished guest. Is it a... okay. The box in front of you, presumably the Cogisor they speak of, exudes a strong odor of ritual oils. Made of thin planks, it is covered in so many purity seals that it seems to be held together by them alone. A stack of flimsy, rough paper lies atop it, and there is a mica panel with malachite buttons attached to the front. A thin slit is visible among the buttons. After a chronoturn of heavy silence, Pascal finally intones, "I am registering an act of imitation of sanctity. This cultural phenomenon is typical of underdeveloped tribes. I also anticipate the discovery of cave pictograms dedicated to the divine arrival of the more advanced units." Let's listen to the sounds coming from the box. There is a barely audible breathing coming from the box. Whoever is inside wants very much not to be noticed. Glato stalks towards the box and bares his fangs when Solomorn frowns grimly at the device. "Really? Then again, what else could you expect from this ignorant world?" There's a guy inside. "There is something I wish to ask this Cogisor." "If I may advise the Celestial Lady, in order to receive an answer, one should take a piece of paper and slide it into the hole here, then touch this stone and ask the question loudly and clearly." God, just want to answer only yes or no. Is your next answer going to be no? Yeah. Cogisor, answer only yes or no. Is your next answer going to be no? The miraculous device reluctantly accepts the offered paper and makes a vague, moan-like sound. After a languid moment of waiting, you are presented with a sheet that reads, which most likely means error. Cogisor, what is the punishment for liars and frauds? The box holds the paper for a long time. When the sheet finally emerges from the slot, it is visibly shaking. You see the words, "Immolation, please don't." Solomon folds his arms and leads towards the slot, his voice ringing with steel. "Machines cannot feel fear, Cogisor. They can only meekly accept their fate." The proctor catches your gaze and shrugs. "I couldn't help myself." "Cogisor, what is the distance between the earth and sky?" "Lots." "Cogisor, what does the future have in store for me?" "Glory everlasting." "Enough questions for now. Unseal the box and let this poor soul out at once." "Who? What poor soul? I do not..." The young nobleman addressing you withers under the scathing gaze of his partner. "As you command, my celestial lady. Forgive us, we wish to delight you by reproducing an otherworldly miracle we had read about in an ancient chronicle." We'll do iconoclast. "You are nothing but a pair of dim-witted lickspittles, but mere stupidity hardly warrants an execution. Get out of my sight." "We did not mean to offend. We only wish to please." Yeah, and that's why you get to live. All right. Oh man. Okay. That was funny. Okay, horses.
A job for me.
The horses glance at you with an odd curiosity. One of them pulls its muzzle closer and clacks its teeth. Almost too greedily and hungrily for a harmless herbivore. Also suspicious. The enormous gate is locked fast, right? Oh, Glyto can do something here? Oh, cool. That's fun. Bloody Sacrament. Oh man, please tell me we get some higher tier maces that look like this. I fucking love the look of a pear mace. It's a power hammer. Okay, it's not very good. It's way under-leveled, but very cool looking. Alright, I hope there's more that look like that.
I always keep my options open.
What have we here? Tech use. Jai, 100%.
One and it's done.
Alright, just some stuff. Blacksmith here. Wow. This is high up. There's a giant Aquila. It's pretty cool. Alright, statues. Construction goes there. Okay, ballistic skill, 74. Who's got the best ballistic skill? Really? Good gal?
Shameful failure.
Small, dented metal cylinders are scattered in front of the blacksmith. The objects look familiar, but poor craftsmanship makes it difficult to tell what they were intended to be. Shell casings. Somebody was shooting from up top, I guess. Alright, we'll check this out. Examine the body. First we'll loot it. Now we'll examine it.
I do what I must.
Judging by his attire, the man was of high social standing. Someone has carefully and skillfully peeled the skin off of his face. Okay. Yeah, this is what I was concerned about. Let's open the gate. Oh no, we have to open the gate from down
Rise to
there.
the top,
I mean, we'll do that
or get
first
left in the
anyways.
dust.
Screw it.
Just as he ordained.
And let's go in here. And
The
climb
Vizier.
up to...
Would he be proud? Am I?
Cyber Raven. Immaterial Shroud. 15 willpower. Enemies affected by relayed psychic power must pass an agility test to become slowed. If the enemy is already slowed, it must pass an agility test. Plus 20 bonus or become immobilized. Targets immune to immobilization suffer warp damage equal to 5% of maximum wounds. Okay. I probably won't be using that, to be perfectly honest. So, we'll get rid of that.
Who's there? Is that the Celestial Lady herself? You shouldn't have come here.
Ooh. Why would that be?
Fates become tangled in this place, and faces change. Who knows if by nightfall you won't have lost yourself? Just a piece of advice. Beware the shimmering blue, or else you'll end up like Gorgorius Fault.
Yeah, alright. Zinch! There's some Zinchian shit going on here. Alright. Everything is sus. I'm locked in. This is gonna be fun.
Just as I was taught.
Okay.
Is there money to be
That was
made?
a nice little side area that you had to find. Had a lovely little cryptic clue. Very much enjoyed that. I don't, the items, whatever. Don't care. We're gonna also head up here. Might also be a bonus
Found
area.
it.
I'm not sure which way we're supposed to go. I'm trying to specifically, of course, go the wrong way
My
first.
pleasure.
But we'll see. Doesn't appear to be anything. Oh, we can get up there. So I guess we keep ascending with Gorb. So, just so you're all aware, I am recording Silksong. I am going to record quite a few episodes before I release anything to gauge whether or not I actually can play the game.
Always
After all, I
keep
have
your
a
eye
bit
on
of a
prize.
neurological problem in my arm and hand and side and shoulder and neck, which does limit my mobility and reflexes. So we'll see. I might have to scrap the playthrough at a certain point if it gets too rough. But in any case, I am recording something. Because, I mean, Hollow Knight was awesome. I didn't play it much, but still one of my favorite games. So stay tuned. It might be coming up. It will, of course, be a lore-focused playthrough.
Let us not dawdle.
Plenty of stuff to be found everywhere. Okay, so there's all these Xenos creatures. Lacerax number 4. There's all these Laceraxes. So that's what these things are. Okay, 150% more damage whenever its protected ally dodges or parries an attack. The Cyber Mastiff gains 8 temporary wounds and deals 6% more damage for 1 round. No. Don't need it. Alright, what about these Xenos? There's something not right about number 4. It doesn't know commands, just does whatever it wants. So they locked it up to keep it out of trouble, your Celestial Highness. Okay. Salivating profusely, the Laceraxes watch the food disappear into people's throats. Damn it. Judging by their protruding ribs, the beasts have not been properly fed in some time. That's suspicious also. They have mechanical augments all over them. What about number 4? Yeah, it's got the tentacles. This Lacerax's augmetics are just as rusty and in sore need of service, but the creature looks far worse than the rest. Gaunt and weak, almost miserable, the beast looks up at you with glazed eyes as you approach. On the door, you notice a scrawled sign that reads, Animal number 4, don't feed, don't feed. The same number is burned into the skin of the Lacerax. Let's examine it. A quick inspection is enough to determine the cause of the problem. Some of the Lacerax's augmetics are clearly not working correctly. The muscles near the energy conduits are twitching, as if the machine spirits in their fury were torturing the beast. It is surprising that only this Lacerax shows such signs of torment, considering the poor state of the augmetics of all the cyber beasts here.
I've seen Glyto convulse like that when his augmetics were malfunctioning,
Solomorn says, then adds with sudden anger.
I doubt the local half-wits have the first clue about maintaining implants. They should have stuck to shovels and left the beast alone.
Let's repair it. You try to reach your hand inside to get at the Lacerax's augmetic, but the cage's bars force you to withdraw. We're gonna unlock it. You're unfamiliar with the operation of the mechanical lock, but that does not stop you from disabling it. The cage door opens with a creak, however the beast inside shows no reaction. Let's repair it. You find the issue and fix it with ease. One of the circuits was broken, possibly damaged in a fight with the other beasts. When you are done with the repairs, you are hit with the realization. There is now nothing standing between you and this huge predator. With the flash of its visors, the beast begins to turn slowly towards the exit. For a brief moment, you find yourself only a meter away from the monstrosity, whose jaws could snap a person in two. It hisses in your face. Suddenly, you see something moving out of the corner of your eye. A whirl of skirts, a frail figure. With a small shriek, Maeve throws herself between you and the snarling beast. Off with you! Get away from my lady! Okay. She's willing to risk herself. She has this blue pendant. She's willing to risk herself. This could definitely be a ruse. She could be like a shapeshifted horror. Step away, Maeve. That is an order. The young woman casts a desperate glance at you, and is on the verge of saying something, but never musters the courage to protest. She meekly steps aside. The silent duel with the Lacerax lasts only for a moment, but feels like an eternity. Finally, with a beleaguered snarl, the beast dashes away without even laying a claw on its liberator. Alright, off it goes. Solomorn gives you a nod of respect.
Not only did you deal with the augment, you also made a deadly beast recognize your authority with a single glance. Though I cannot help but wonder about the repercussions of this jailbreak.
Yeah, that might be a problem. That definitely could be bad.
Keep your wits about you.
But
Just as he ordained.
what are you gonna do, right? Okay, this is a little further in. I am impure and my body is impure. Vital fluids, not my own, are stirring within me, as though wood-boring beetles were digging their filthy tunnels through my frame. I must destroy this vice. I must squeeze it out. It is customary to replace an old vessel. I have replaced my rotted cage with chambers of gold, yet I still feel filthy.
For if the contents are spoiled, and not merely the shell, then what can be done to achieve redemption? My face is burning. A borrowed face. A weak face. I must take off the fetters of my skin and cleanse its inner side of vice. Take it away, O Emperor, take it away and give me a new cage.
I always keep my options open.
Doesn't sound good. Judging by the deep scratches, there used to be a makeshift bridge here. If you can put something across its place, you can cross to the next roof. Yeah, alright. What about this one? A rusted sheet of iron could easily reach the other side of the roof, but is unlikely to hold a person's weight. Okay. That ought to do. Is Maeve fucking teleporting all over the place? Yeah.
The Vizier.
Do
Would
you
he
see
be
that?
traveled?
Ooh, trap.
Am I?
Okay.
Check. Done.
And some goods. Ah, well, there was another trap. Assault armor. Medium armor. When the wearer starts their turn with no enemies in a 3-cell radius, they gain 4 movement points and do not provoke any attacks of opportunity. Base armor quality plus 10% armor if the wearer starts their turn with at least 1 enemy. Okay, that's cool. Its stats are just low. But I guess this is like the feudal knight armor that they have. And we have leveled up. Right, what's the length of the episode? It's long enough. I'm going to level up. And then I'm going to call the episode. So once again, if you don't want to watch the leveling, feel free to tune off now. In which case, have a good one. And the Emperor protects. Otherwise, let's keep on. So, Exemplar. Oh, we just get an action point increase. All right. Cool. It's actually quite a big power spike then. It's gonna be... No, it's not even our last action point increase. Holy shit. We're gonna have a lot of action points. I kind of feel like they didn't need to give us that many action points. Like, you have enough action points to do a lot. Some classes more so than others. And then there's so many ways to, like, improve your action economy. But, like, one action, you know, getting one extra one is nice, but I don't know if we needed 2. But I guess we'll see. If there were some, like, 3 or 4 AP abilities that were more powerful, I would say yes. I feel like that would be a cool thing to have. But, yeah. Anyways. That is where I'm going to end the episode. I was expecting a longer level up, but apparently not. Alright. Drop this video a like if you have enjoyed it, and in the next episode, we will continue searching around this weird planet and uncovering whatever the hell is going on here, because I have a bad feeling about this. Righto, everybody. The Emperor protects. The Ash Heritor out.